Okay, so this is my list of cities. And let's just look at a couple of them. This is a list, so if I want to select them, I can do :2, right? Slice, go from 0 up to the stop before
Yes.
right? So this selects the first 2. And we see, okay, well, here's the name of the city, and here is the population, 2019 estimate.
Right.
And then now we go to the next one, and this is Los Angeles, right? And the population is this. So now our task is basically what we want to produce is we want a list of the city names, okay? And we want a list of the city populations.
Oh, you wrote them in 2 lines.
Yeah. Okay?
Okay.
So to do that, it would be nice if we could just be like cities, populations and cities names. We can't do that. We have to go through these cities one by one and select out just the data we want.
Right.
So what we'll do is we'll say for city in cities. For every dictionary in this list of cities, right? So it looks kind of like this. This is what each city is. So for every one of these guys, what I want to do is I want to select, this is a dictionary, so what I want to do is I want to select the city name, which has the key of city. Alright, so let's just see that.
Right. So, city, bracket, city.
So you can see what this does. It goes through every dictionary in this list.
Yes.
It says for city and city, so it's going to go through every dictionary.
Right.
Then once I get inside the loop, once I get inside here, I'm no longer thinking about my collection. I'm just saying, okay, once, give me one, give me the next one, and each time select this city key, and it's going to return to me the corresponding value. So that's why we see the list, right? Each of these names. Okay. Now, if I want to do the same thing, but this time I want to print out the population.
Yes.
Right? I can say, okay, now go through all the cities, and this time print out city 2019 estimate.
Okay.
All right. So we'll actually see that in another cell. For each city, select the 2019 estimate and then print it out. Right?
Okay.
So now I do that, and here's all the populations.
Right.
Okay, next task is that we want the city names and these populations in a list, right? So instead of printing each one, we should actually, I have this placeholder for the city names. I should probably select the city name, and then I want to do city names dot append, the name of the city. So go through every city, each of these dictionaries, select the name of the city,
right,
and then append it to this list.
And that's going to bring you the name and the population?
Just the name for right now. We'll deal with the population later.
Okay.
All right? So let's take a look. So here we are. We're going to now, let's do a new code cell, and I'll do city names. See that? There's all my cities.
Yes.
That's pretty cool. Now, we want to do the same thing for city populations. We're going to go through every city.
Yes.
Now, each city is now this dictionary. And we're going to this time select the 2019 estimate and add that to this list. Right? So it starts off empty, but we go through each city, we just continually add in the city 2019 estimate, the population. Let's take a look at that. So now we have the city populations. Cool. So these are the city populations. And we also have the city names that we saw above. So this is really nice because if you remember about Plotly, what I can do now is now that I have these 2 lists of data, I can put them in a plot. So let's do that. So to do that, I need to import Plotly.
Underscore graph. Graph. Objects equal
as
go.
And then I do, to display it,
Go figure graph.
Yeah. Okay, so here I'm displaying this graph. But what I want to put in here, right, I need to put data on the page. And to do that, I create a scatter trace, right? So I just go dot scatter. Now, do you remember what this takes is like two lists of data.
X and Y's.
Yes, exactly. So this would be like NYC and Chicago, right? And now this is going to, Y is going to equal, the populations. This would be like, 8 and like 484.
Right.
It's fine. So what we have to do is place this in here.
So you have to do the word scatter?
Yeah, so I need to place this trace inside my figure, right?
Right. Don't you have to mention the name and population?
Well, here I just have X equals that and Y equals that.
Oh, but if you wanted all the ones on your list.
Right. Oh, really good. Okay, so we're going to get there next.
Which is cities and estimated 2019.
Very, very close. So, well, that's really close. I mean, we just called them different things. So we have this data currently stored in a list called city names.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And city populations.
Right.
So actually, we should be able to just put those two lists in there. So let's try that. So here, X is actually going to be
city names.
Yeah. And Y is going to be
city population.
Great.
Yeah. Oh, you have to write estimated.
No, because we selected that data and we assigned it to this list.
Right.
So now we're going to take that list that has the data we want and place it into this scatter trace. All right? Let's take a look.
Shift return. Whoa.
So this is showing us the data. Los Angeles. If we want this a little bit better, we can say that I don't want this a connected line, and instead say I want the mode to equal markers. It's not a huge deal, but it can make things look a little bit different. So you can see that this is New York, and then this is Los Angeles, and this is Chicago, this is Houston, right, and so on. That's pretty cool. So what if we want to make this, now what's nice is like with our knowledge of Python, say we now just want to select like the top 10 cities, right? Top 10 city names and the top 10 city populations. Well, we have a list of city names.
Yes.
So if I want to, I can just do 0 through 10, which will give me the, right? I'm just slicing.
1 to 9.
Yeah, but it's actually 0 to 9.
Right.
So it's 10, right? Because you start at 0.
Right.
So same thing here. 0 to index 9. Yeah. So that's the populations. Right. So now let's see that. And there we go. There's the top 10. So we can really easily now kind of, change this graph a little bit or manipulate our data and get what we want.
Right. Looks cool.
Yeah.
So all that work to get this graph.
Yeah, but what's nice is, we had to learn all of that. Right. There's really only 3, 6, 9, 12 lines of code.
Right.
And that's why, code, this is why people like me are very, excited about showing people how to code, because once you know how to do this stuff, well then it's very easy, right? I can go to a different website and I can say, okay, Spotify top songs, right? Wikipedia. And we could just do the same exact process that we did previously, but this time we're grabbing the top songs.